bridges require AC excitation. So there is a term involved frequency along with phase. So this one thing is different. Along with that, the second thing is whatever is the detection of null, that is also to be AC. So instead of a simple galvanometer, we need to replace it with either a headphone or a higher sensitivity AC millivolt meter. Here the excitation source is normally audio frequency, or in specific cases it may be switched over to RF signals, while the detectors are simply galvanometer or high sensitivity measurement point. The balance conditions are also almost same, only thing is that resistance is replaced by reactance or impedance. That is, the condition is Z1 Z upon Z3, that is ratio of the impedance is equal to the second ratio of the impedance Z2 upon Z4. Now this particular condition is defining null condition, where there is no AC signal passing from the intermediate detectors, and in this condition we can say that the bridge is balanced. Okay, the balance condition is rewritten here, that is Z1 Z4. In the part that something that is not visible is actually mentioning the phase angle theta 1 and phase angle theta 4 is equal to Z2 Z3 phase angle theta 2 and phase angle theta 3. So the same bridge expression is also containing two parts. One is magnitude part, that is simply represented as Z1 Z4 is equal to Z2 Z3, that is called magnitude balancing, while the second part is involving phase balancing, that is equalization of the phase due to the AC components involved, whether it is L or C. That is theta 1 plus theta 4 should be equal to theta 2 plus theta 3. So as a result, there has to be equal phase across the branches. AC bridges. In general, an AC bridge is connected like this. An example is given here. An AC bridge is given with a particular condition. Arm AB is having resistance 200 ohm in series with a resistance or inductance 15.9 millihenry. Arm BC is containing resistance in series with capacitance C to 0.265 microfarad. Arm CD is unknown, while arm DA is containing 450 ohms. The bridge is excited with 1 kHz frequency, and we have to find the impedance of the branch CD. A simple expression is given here, that is Z1, that is impedance of the first branch, R plus J omega L, that is 200 plus J into 100 ohms. Second branch impedance R plus 1 upon J omega C, that is R minus 1 upon J omega C, equivalent to 300 minus J 600 ohms. Z3 third branch impedance 450 ohms, while the fourth branch is unknown. So the fourth branch can be calculated by simple expressions Z2 Z3 upon Z1, reducing it to J 150 ohms. Now this is indicating that the component is containing value of inductance. Now this result is indicating that Z4 is a pure inductance, because it is not having a 100% real component, only imaginary component is there, means it is having all values inductive and there is no resistance or any other kind of DC quantity involved. 150 ohms is given at 101 kilohertz. So reducing it to XL is equal to 1 upon directly 2 pi FL. We can get the value of L, that is equal to XL upon 2 pi F, reducing it to 23.9 millihenries. Different type of AC bridges are possible, starting with the first one, that is capacitance comparison bridge. Two types of comparison bridges are there. First we will discuss capacitance comparison, followed by inductance comparison. The name is given comparison bridge because we are having equal and opposite kind of nature of the two arms, that is at the bottom side, while upper arms are R1 and R2 to be resistive one. So two arms R1 and R2 are resistive, while R3 is having variable resistor and capacitor, while arm R4 is containing unknown resistors. The impedances are also Z1 is equal to R1, Z2 is equal to R2, Z3 being capacitive unit R3 minus J omega upon C, and Z4 again capacitive unit Rx minus J omega Cx. So these are the impedances given. Balance conditions as it is, Z1 Zx is equal to Z2 Z3, reducing it to a final value. The third expression after reduction goes to the value R1 Rx minus J omega R1 upon omega Cx equal to R2 R3 minus J omega R2 upon omega C3. Now this particular expression is having two different quantities. It's basically a complex expression containing real part as well as imaginary part. The real part will give you the value of resistors, while the imaginary part will give you value of either capacitor or inductance. Being capacitance bridge, you can reduce or you can get the value of capacitance from the imaginary part. So reducing the real part expressions and imaginary part expressions in a different way, we can get Rx to be equal to R2 R3 upon R1 and Cx to be equal to C3 R1 upon R2. So in the same way, you can go for solution of unknown value of capacitance and resistance. Here Cx is defined as the capacitance of the particular unknown capacitor, and Rx is defined as the leakage resistance of the same unknown capacitor. The second type of bridge in AC category is inductance comparison bridge. The only difference between capacitance comparison bridge and inductance comparison bridge is that the lower two arms are replaced with upper two arms remains as it is, that is both of the arms resistive, while the lower two arm R3 branch or the third arm is having an inductance connected along with a variable resistor, while the fourth arm is having unknown inductance connected for the measurement. Here we are indicating the unknown inductance as summation or as a series circuit of Lx along with Rx, where Lx is pure inductance while Rx is the resistive part of the same inductance. You can say it's internal resistance. Impedance is summarizing Z1 is equal to R1, Z2 is equal to R2, Z3 being inductance along with series resistance, that is R3 plus j omega L3, and Z4, that is the fourth arm impedance, unknown internal resistance Rx plus j omega Lx as a inductance. Same balance conditions, Z1 Zx is equal to Z2 Z3, reducing to R1 Rx plus j R1 omega Lx is equal to R2 R3 plus j R2 omega L3. So this is again containing the similar two parts, real part as well as imaginary part. From the real part we have to extract the value of resistance, which we are calling internal resistance or material wire resistance of the inductor, while from the imaginary part we have to extract the value of inductor, which is the inductance value. The real part and imaginary parts separated R1 Rx is equal to R2 R3, and the imaginary part R1 omega Lx is equal to R2 omega Lx. From these two expressions we can get the value of unknown resistance Rx, internal resistance of the unknown inductor Rx is equal to R2 R3 upon R1, and the inductance Lx is equal to L3 R2 upon R1. Now these two branches are called comparison branch because we are simply making a comparison of inductor to inductor, that is the lower two arms are of the same nature in both of the cases, while in capacitors comparison we are having the similar kind of comparison of capacitor to capacitor. These two kind of units or these two kind of bridges are used for very small or very lower measurements. Other two branches are there. The next one is Maxwell's bridge. Maxwell's bridge is normally used for inductance measurement for lower and moderate quality factor coils. Now here comes the terms of quality factor, we will discuss a few minutes later. Here two arms are there, that is arm R1 is containing arm R2 and R3 are containing only and only resistors, while arm R1 is containing resistor along with capacitor in parallel, while arm R4 is containing unknown inductance for the measurement. The impedances are also shown. The first one is, as it is containing R1 and C1 in parallel, we are going for the admittance instead of impedance, that is Y1 is equal to 1 upon R1 plus j omega C1. Z2, that is impedance of the branch 2 or arm 2 R2, impedance of the arm 3 R3, impedance of arm 4, that is equal to Rx plus j omega Lx. Putting these values in the same balance expression, Z1 Zx is equal to Z2 plus Z3, we can again make separation of real part as well as imaginary part. Rx plus j omega L on the left hand side becomes equal to R2 R3 multiplied by 1 upon R1 plus j omega C1. Making real part and imaginary part separated, Rx becomes equal to R2 plus R3 upon R1, while imaginary parts compared together makes Lx is equal to C1 R2 upon R3. Now this again will give you the values. Whatever is the value of inductance and its internal impedance, internal resistance, can lead you to the value of quality factor. The quality factor Q is defined as inductive impedance divided by resistive impedance of the same inductor, that is omega Lx upon Rx. Putting these values in the expression, we can get that the Q factor Q defined as omega C1 R1, the C1 and R1 are placed in the arm R1. So whenever we are balancing the bridge by making settlement of R1 and R3, we are getting the final values of R1 C1, and these R1 C1 values will directly give you the quality factor. Maxwell bridge basically is used for measurement of inductor, is having a fixed capacitor in the first arm. Now this fixed arm capacitance is having some disadvantage because it interferes in the resistance reactance balance. You cannot balance it beyond certain limit, and this can be improved by placing a variable capacitor instead of the fixed one. This bridge can measure an inductance up to 1000 Henry. So that is normally a practical limit. The extreme high quality factor balancing resistor R1 becomes impractically high. Going back in the circuit, if we are having very high Q factor, then the resistance R becomes 0 in the unknown arm or in the arm 4. Now this particular 0 resistance or near 0 impedance is to be balanced by R1 that is in parallel with C1. So this requires very high value of R1, and this becomes practically impossible because you cannot go beyond 10 mega ohms. So this practical limitation is there, and that poses a limitation of measurement in a very high quality factor coils. So if you want to go for measurement of very high quality factor inductance, then we have to replace this bridge with another one, and for that specifically a new bridge is used, that is Hayes bridge. Hayes bridge is specifically designed for measurement of very high Q coils. Here the first arm is having a little bit of alteration. Instead of connecting resistor and capacitance in parallel, the resistor and capacitors are connected in series, except that there is no change in rest of the bridge. R2 fixed, R3 is variable, while the fourth arm is containing your unknown inductance. The impedance is as listed: Z1, that is impedance of the first arm, is equal to resistance R1 minus J upon omega C1. Z2, that is arm of the impedance 2, impedance of arm 2 R2. Z3, impedance of arm 3 R3. Z4, impedance of arm 4 as a series resistance, internal resistance plus inductive impedance Rx plus J omega Lx. Hayes bridge. Series resistors along with the capacitor in the arm 1 is helping to offer phase angle at low resistance and thus help to measure inductance of a high Q coil. Going back to the circuit, now here we have placed resistor R1 and C1 and series. So this is going to give you a phase difference. So if you are making, or if you are interested in having very high Q coil, the phase difference should be very small required. So this makes requirement of R1 to be 0. R1 ને તમે 0 ની nearest value સુધી લઈ જઈ શકો છો. So smaller the value of R1, it is better to have a phase difference, and this gives you exact balance of the phase. So this kind of utility or this kind of arrangement makes it possible to go for measurement of coil with very high Q factor. Hayes bridge is highly preferred for high Q coil measurements. Balance expression: Z1 Zx is equal to Z2 Z3 as normal. The Z1 is defined as R1 minus 1 upon J omega C1. Z2 Zx is defined as Rx plus J omega Lx is equal to R2 and R3. Now this particular unit can be reduced further to the next level, that is R1 Rx plus Lx upon C1 minus J Rx upon omega C1 plus J omega Lx R1 is equal to R2 R3, again containing two parts or separating two parts of real and imaginary type. The real type is reducing to R1 Rx plus Lx upon C1 is equal to R2 R3, and imaginary part Rx upon omega C1 is equal to omega Lx upon omega Lx into R1. These two expressions can be reduced further to the values of Lx and Rx. Lx is defined as R2 R3 C1 upon 1 plus omega R1 C1 square, and Rx is defined as omega square C1 square R1 R2 R3 upon 1 plus omega R1 C1 square. Here quality factor is omega R1C1 as is defined previously in the Maxwell's bridge. We can replace omega R1C1 in the expression for Lx, that is Lx is defined as R2 R3C1 upon 1 plus 1 upon Q square, while Rx is defined as omega C1 R1 R2 R3 upon 1 plus Q square. So this is how we can convert the values of inductor and its internal resistance to the quality factor. The next type of bridge that is used for inductor, here is to be made correction, it is used for capacitance measurement instead of inductance measurement. Here the arms are also arranged in the same way as it is used in the first and second arm are as good as that of the Maxwell bridge. A series or a parallel combination of capacitor and resistor in the arm 1. R2 is variable instead of being fixed in the Maxwell bridge. Arm 3 is containing a fixed value of capacitor, while arm 4 is having an unknown capacitor. Now here the unknown capacitance is represented as two parts or two units, Cx and Rx, where Cx is the capacitive reactance and Rx is representing its leakage resistance. The admittance of the first arm, that is 1 upon R1 plus omega C1, the impedance of the R2 arm 2 R2, impedance of arm 3 minus j upon omega C3, impedance of the arm 4, that is Rx minus j omega Cx. Putting these values in the balance expression, Z1 Zx is equal to Z2 Z3, Rx minus j omega Cx becomes equal R1 minus j omega Cx divided by 1 upon R1 j omega C1 is equal to minus j R2 omega C3. Reducing this expression, we can get finally Rx minus j omega Cx is equal to minus j R2 R1 omega C3 plus R2 C1 divided by C3. This particular expression, we are separating the real part and imaginary part. Then Rx is equal to R2 C1 upon C3 and Cx is equal to R1 C3 upon R2. So thus we are having the values of unknown capacitance and its leakage resistance available here. Wien bridge. Wien bridge is basically utilized for measurement of frequency, and it has been invented or designed or invented for that, but can also be utilized to measure unknown capacitor. Here we are specifically showing the unknown frequency, how it is utilized for frequency